now turn our attention to our beautiful pets and at least keeping them beautiful. I think all of us, whether you've been a cat owner or not, you have marveled at how well-groomed cats keep themselves. But it doesn't matter how meticulous they are, they can all still do with a bit of grooming. And when it comes to your long-haired breeds, that's where it does become a little bit more tricky. Not in the case of beautiful TC, though, is the most relaxed cat we have ever met. We brought in our Heels nutritionist and I think probably the biggest lover of animals that I've ever met. Marika, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for bringing TC back. I always marvel at how comfortable he is in this studio.
Thank you, Graham. It's lovely to be here, and TC is wanting to be all over the show, yes.
Already now, when I look at the amount of fur I've got on my pants, I can understand the complications with grooming. But let's talk about grooming of cats specifically for a moment here. We do know that cats love to groom themselves as part of their daily ritual. How often do we need to then turn our attentions to grooming our own cat? How do we need to approach it?
Okay, so most cats are self-cleaning, especially the medium and short-haired cats. Although TC is a medium-haired cat, he still needs me to check him at least once a week. Your long-haired cats would be looking at every second day a thorough check to make sure that they're not matted and that all the loose hair is removed.
I was going to ask there, matted fur being one of them, the signs that your cat does need to be groomed. What do we need to look out for?
Well, we need to look out for loose hair, which is in your springtime, you know, when they're losing their coat, and also in wintertime when they have those very thick coats. Then you need to ramp up your grooming sessions, and obviously if you find mats, you need to remove those.
Now, I know the cleanliness from a hygiene perspective, cats are also incredibly clean. How do we approach the water thing? We know that cats beyond the Bengal tiger are pretty, afraid of water. Do we wash the fur? Do we just go with dry grooming? How do we approach that side?
Well, there is a breed of cat, the Turkish van, that actually swims and likes water. But I think it's getting your kitten used to from a young age being bathed. Okay. We also have to remember to use products specifically developed for cats. Just make sure that you use the correct products and not just anything, because obviously they are designed to they do clean themselves, and if you strip the natural oils, their coat will go dry.
So then the tools for the job are clear that you're going to need specialist tools. How do we now get into the actual practical element of grooming our cat? What do we need to be aware of?
We need to start off with actually good quality grooming tools and make sure it's the right thing for the cat, the right species. And what I like to use for the cats is a slicker or a pin brush, and then a comb to get the knots out. And in the case of removing mats, is a needlework unpicker to make sure that you can get to underneath the mats without actually cutting the skin. So it's just a careful process, but in the case of having a mat, it's a wonderful tool to have.
So I think the most important element here is that handling this process with great care.
Absolutely, and I think it's making them used to it from a young age, that they enjoy it, and possibly with something like a rubber comb to start, or brush to start off with. When they're a little bit older and they have a lot of coat, we obviously have to use the correct technique, if TC will help me show it. And it's to lift up the coat and actually brush down so that you get to the bottom of it. If you're going to do just this, you're actually just going to mat the coat underneath. So you really have to get down to the bottom layers of the coat and brush underneath. You can do that with a comb, especially with the longer hair, and you just make sure you part every little bit.
All right, so this can be quite a lengthy process, but it is really worth it for the pet's health, and also with your longer hairs, this really is going to help you stay away from complications at a later stage.
Absolutely, well, matting being one of them, which can lead to some skin issues, parasites love living there, and even if it keeps moist, you can have some bacterial infections. And obviously, if you remove the loose hair regularly, then you avoid complications like hairballs, because if they once with licking and grooming themselves, they ingest the hair. And if it mats together, it forms a hairball, which they might cough up.
Which is humorous to us, not so much a joke for your beautiful cat. Now, I'm just feeling the condition of his skin at the moment. Clearly, the diet plays a massive role in TC's beauty.
No, absolutely. Diet plays a massive role, especially in preventing hairballs. So Hills has a few products that prevent hairballs in cats. It's a fibre technology that actually makes the hair go through the digestive system instead of them coughing it out. And it also helps, it has all the nutrients that prevents shedding or reduces shedding, and also helps to grow the coat again.
Right, well, if people want to get in touch with you, ask any questions about their particular breed, how do they get in touch?
Well, the best is to contact us through our website, which is www.hillspet.co.za.
All right, there is a wealth of information out there. TC, thank you so much. Wherever you've run off to, Mareka, thank you so much. You really do inform us a lot, but I think your love of the animals that you bring onto the show is really infectious. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure as always, Graham. Thank you for having us.
Well, there you have it. Look after your cat no matter how well they groom themselves. They can always use a helping hand. The nutrition is there to help support you along this path as well. Make sure that they are happy and healthy inside and out.
Get a free food bin when you buy selected bags of Hill's pet food from participating veterinary outlets while stocks last. For details, visit hillspet.co.za/news.
Well, here's a quick heads up for all you pet owners out there. Our friends at Hills are running an exciting foodie competition wherein you stand a chance of winning a big bag of Hills pet food as well as a fabulous foodie bin so you can keep all those treats fresh for your furry friend. What you need to do is SMS the keyword Hills, including your name and city, to 33728. So, ready, set, go. Do it right now. Let's catch up with the news.